They're
Oh
pretty much
dang!
gonna start right
It was
now.
only a 15-minute pause. It was only a 15-minute pause, guys. That's not even a problem. All right, so finally we are in this game, everybody. We're here to bring you a sweet game between Team Apauloh and Team Tsatsulow. I think Tsatsulow. I have no idea. But so we got some pings going down from the
Um,
purple team. See,
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Looks like Hook City is getting ready to invade their blue buff. Early ward by Thresh. I think that one's an explorer. They actually get seen coming into the north jungle of red side. Karma wards, so pretty defensive openings from both teams. Hook City definitely wanting to scare red team, but not accomplishing much. So I guess they're just gonna retreat back to their
30
blue buff.
seconds till minions spawn.
Pretty passive.
yeah, that these wards are pretty standard coming out from each team. The two wards to really note is the ward in red buff for purple team, and the ward in that bush right behind red buff by blue. So basically, the one for purple team is just to really make sure that they don't get counter juggled, so that this Nautilus doesn't go straight from his blue to the red buff, you know. And then the one at behind red by blue is really just kind of like to see if there's going to be an invade towards the blue from the purple team. So Tsatsulow.
Both junglers starting out at blue. In terms of relative junglers, it's actually really hard for Nautilus to get any counter jungling done against Nocturne. Nocturne is the faster jungler, especially early levels. If you look at the lanes, it is actually Karma Rise bottom, so you called that right. Pretty strong bottom lane, I guess. Probably good against Vayne.
Yeah.
Mid lane you have Ori versus Ezreal. This should be pretty even. And top you have Akali versus Jace, which kind of goes in favor of Jace until she hits 6.
Yeah, I agree.
Lane
that mid lane. Yeah, there's just a lot of poke going out from bot lane on both sides. Actually, the trades are pretty decent. A little bit of health pots being popped, but when you do look at that mid lane, one thing to note about a Ezreal is he's actually really strong early game. The first like 2 to 3 levels, he's got very high.
There's a gank in the top.
Potential. And you got Nocturne coming in with a gank, and a fear goes off, but nothing much comes from it. So Nocturne just kind of going there to put some pressure, just to show that Jace that he is there, and you better be nice to my Akali.
The issue with that gank is that it's actually really hard for Kali to get a kill early on people, unless they're extremely stupid and they let her double proc her. She can land one Q, flash and proc the Q, land a second Q, and then proc it again. But I don't think Diamond 1 people would fall for this little trick. Here comes Nocturne around for a second gank.
So Nocturne is
this might be more
in,
successful, but the issue
Nocturne is just waiting there. Yeah, Nocturne is waiting in that bush.
Sorry.
Just kind of waiting for him to overstep, and he's coming in. So he's Jace hits his acceleration gate to kind of just get out unscathed. Jace is very mobile, so he had no troubles getting out of that. Some very nice bush oriented jukes there. And the hook comes out, but it misses by Thresh, lands on that minion.
The red side jungler is actually wasting a lot of time. He's ganking a lane that he shouldn't be ganking.
And he gets a shield, and he gets a lot of damage off on this Vayne. And the Flay comes in and almost actually gets this Karma killed. It's very, very good amount of damage coming out from that bot lane on both sides. So
mid we have a So Nautilus is entering the red side jungle. He's not gonna find anything though. What I was saying is that the Nocturne is actually somewhat behind compared to the Nautilus because he spent a lot of time ganking top. Right here, Nocturne's gonna try to lane gank top, but I think the creeps on red side top lane actually spotted the Nautilus.
Yeah,
So
this is
Nautilus
actually
is
going
going
to
to
be
come
very
around.
interesting. Jace is coming in on the Akali, but the fear comes out. Jace is forced to flash away. Nautilus is in for the counter gank. He gets the root off and uses the Riptide, but there is a spell shield, but it's too late because the ignite and the damage comes off. Jace comes out with the kill. Nautilus is forced to flash away. The ignite goes down on Jace. Akali flashes to secure the kill. Now she's running for her life. She may try and turn on this Nautilus, but she's just kind of playing it safe, which I do not blame her. She has picked up a red buff, and very nice trades coming down from top lane. Both kills going to the respective top laners instead of the junglers.
We kind of failed at missing the first blood, though. Karma actually got first blood down in the bottom lane on Vayne, I believe. And Ryze was really low, and he ended up walking out.
Well, that is definitely good for bot lane. So kills now go in favor of purple team. So we'll have to see if bot lane can kind of keep their lead going, which, you know, Karma getting a little bit of kills, you know, and she did get that Cage's lucky pick. So her poke is going to be quite high, especially with 29 AP right now.
So Nocturne opting for a very farm-oriented jungle build. Spirit Stone doesn't exactly make you the best duelist, but hey, Nautilus went Moby Boots. He's going for a really gank-oriented build. So I just want to see if he tries to take advantage of the opportunity bot, especially because his bot lane is now behind. Engage in the bottom lane.
There's a fight going down bot lane. The Condemn comes out, but it just pushes Ryze kind of to safety. And, you know, an exhaust comes on to Ryze, and the fight just kind of stops. But the shield comes out on Ryze, and nope, again, you know, just a little bit of a trade gets handled pretty well by both sides.
Kind of a strange exhaust by Thresh, though. I mean, in about a minute, the red side bottom lane is just going to have a huge advantage. Blue buff comes back up, so both mids are going to get their blues now.
So Akali, or the top lane, is just now hitting 6, as well as the mid lanes. So we'll have to we'll be sure to see some aggression coming out from Akali in this top lane.
But in terms of CS right now, Akali's actually doing really poorly. Jace is topping her by about 13 CS.
A lot of damage coming down from Akali, completely unanswered.
Both mids CSing really well. Can't say the same for Akali and Vayne, though. They're CSing pretty poorly. Nocturne is 6 now, so wonder which lane he's going to be hanging around. Nautilus, though, with the Moby Boots, he hasn't done that much so far. He's doing his red buff right now, but he kind of needs to make some plays to make those Moby Boots worth it. It just puts you behind in terms of tankiness, and it makes you a lot squishier during the mid game.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to use that that roaming capability of being able to go across the map fairly quickly to really sell his advantage. So I would expect this gank to come out from Nocturne. And Ryze comes in, the hook comes out to stop him. Ryze has his ulti pop, and there's a lot of damage coming out. The ulti comes down from Thresh to disengage, saving the Vayne's life with a very clutch lantern. That lantern was amazing. That was probably one of the sweetest lanterns I've seen in a while.
Nautilus looking to gank mid, but Nocturne's right around the corner. This Nocturne's been pretty indecisive all game, but Nautilus misses the hook.
Yeah, did miss that hook. You've got you know, top lane. The reason why Akali isn't farming that well is because it is very hard for her to farm strongly against someone like Jace, who is range. But now that she's level 6, she should have a lot of kill potential on this Jace, and I would not be surprised to see her come up with a kill if Jace gets a little too overzealous.
So from blue side, pretty farm-oriented builds, double tier. It's going to take a while for them to ramp up to their maximum potential. A ward spots Nautilus entering the top lane, but Nocturne's also around. So pretty passive from both junglers. Nautilus is going to speed down to the mid lane and maybe get a pick there. Tries to sniff around Wraiths, but there's nothing there. Counter jungling Nocturne's pretty difficult. But he's going to try again top. Spotted out by the same ward.
Yeah, if you look at top, there's both junglers hanging around top, and Nocturne is kind of waiting for that right time to ulti. And I would not be surprised to see it right now. Apauloh is going in. The Nocturne ulti comes in, and it nails, but he gets knocked away by Jace, but Apauloh is on his ass. We'll have to see. She is kind of going for the dive, and Nocturne flashes to kind of help out. She does flash out and will survive that ignite with some spell vamp. Nautilus is coming in for the cleanup. The fear comes out. He flashes the fear, and Apauloh is just kind of running around. The depth charge comes out, but she is in her shroud, but his E just kind of says, "Sup, Kaylee? I don't care about your invisibility." Bot lane does get a kill, and the flash comes out from Thresh to clean off the rise, and it will be a support battle coming down here, and just kind of disengage from that Thresh.
Unfortunately, Karma has 2 kills right now. Meanwhile, top blue side's looking to take the top tower with an early push, and they're going to get this tower. So 200 gold for the entire, for each of the members of blue team. Down here, Ezreal is coming around.
Bot lane, Ezreal is coming in. Will he get this kill? He lands 2 Mystic shots, and that is all that he needs. And top tower did go down while the kill happened bot lane. So we'll have to see if Purple decides to go for this dragon, which is exactly what they are doing, which is a very good call considering they just lost top and got one of the players out of the way to kind of help this dragon go by smoothly.
So now that red team gets dragon, who do you think is actually winning this game?
Well, in terms of gold, if you look, they are. Yeah, the gold lead is really close. But the team comps coming out from Purple side is a little bit stronger for the early game. But man, this game, I couldn't even really tell you with how well both of these teams are playing in terms of junglers always kind of being in the right place at the right time, and they're doing a really good job at kind of trading kills when things need to be traded, when they need to keep that gold lead a little bit even.
So in my opinion right now, red side's winning by a lot. This is because blue side went double tier, so their ramp up time is actually very slow. Even though they've gotten the top tower, they have not chosen to rotate mid to take another mid tower in terms of fast push. In addition, I feel that like blue side has not done enough to help their bottom lane. Vayne's pretty behind. She's 0-2. She doesn't have a lot of farm. She should be close to Ori's farm right now, but she isn't. Like Nautilus with the Moby boots, he just really didn't play with Thresh in terms of the laning phase to get those lantern hooks in. But right here, Nautilus is wandering in the jungle, and he's going to get caught.
The Nautilus is coming in, and the ulti comes out from the Nocturne, but the Death Charge comes out right away to counter that. Jace dives on the Ezreal. He's chasing him down pretty strongly. Apauloh is coming in, and she is pushing out the Orianna, which is forced to flash. Ezreal manages to survive with his barrier, and Jace doesn't go down. So, you know, that fight was very interesting, and it went in the direction of Purple, and Jace is being caught out by both Apauloh and Nocturne. The knockback is not enough to stop the fear. It came a little too late, and the kill comes out to Apauloh. Very nicely done there by Purple side, really taking advantage of that Jace being a little overextended and not getting that Ezreal kill.
This is not looking so good for red team. I mean, I know the gold looks relatively even, but in terms of team comp and game presence, red team is doing a lot more than blue team. A pretty sloppy play from blue team right there, getting caught in the opponent's jungle. This is probably due to a lack of warding. Top lane, Akali is going to push. I don't know if anyone's going to come and defend. Jace is respawning, never mind. Bottom lane, like, right now there's 3 bottom for blue side, and Nautilus is actually really low, so you can't actually help his bottom lane. But Let's see what red side does in terms of their next rotation.
Yes, some pings going down by that blue team. I don't know if that was a miss ping on that bush behind blue red, kind of saying that there's a ward there, or if they're saying that get ready for dragon, because dragon will be up here pretty shortly. Look at
Dragon will be
bottom
up
lane.
in less
Ryze
than a
is
minute.
getting really
H on
aggressive.
bottom.
Yeah, nothing comes out from that kill except for a lot of good damage coming out from Ryze on top of that Thresh. That will affect his engage potential. Nautilus is creeping around mid. He will probably be coming in to try and gank. Nope, he just kind of backs off. Some pings coming down. And a little bit of indecisiveness coming from this Nautilus here. So you look at top and wow, Jace barely living by the skin of his teeth. The Ezreal ulti was not on target, but he does get the kill on Kaylee, which is very good for him. So the push is
Sick
coming
kill by
down
Jace.
mid, and there may be a dive here. We'll have to see if they decide to go for this. Yes, and the dive is initiated by the Nautilus. The E comes out from Ezreal and the flash to get away. Not a bad call considering that depth charge definitely would have locked him down enough, especially if it was followed up by the Orianna ulti to really destroy him. You look at bot lane and
bottom lane's getting pushed really hard.
there's not much going on. They're just kind of trying to push this lane as good as possible and hopefully get as much damage to this tower as quickly as possible.
So arguably, like, Nautilus has had some more presence this game than Nocturne. I just feel like that. Oh, never mind. The scuffle between Nautilus and Nocturne in their jungle. Neither of them pretty much do any damage to the other.
A lot of poke coming
So
out from
much
Jace
pressure
just now
from
from
Karma
that
Shield and Ryze.
accelerated Q. So Kaylee is coming in and she jumps on this Jace, but Orianna is there. But the Nocturne ulti's in. Kaylee jumps and finishes off the Jace. A beautiful ulti coming out from Orianna, but it might not be enough. But it has saved her life. No, it has not, because the flash comes out from Nocturne to finish off the kill. Almost got away there. Did save the Nautilus's life a little bit.
So meanwhile, yeah, this bottom lane is still pressuring really hard. Karma E just allows Ryze to pretty much dodge every one of Thresh's skill shots with impunity. Red team answers strongly finally with the turret. Currently, I believe blue side has more turrets up? No. It's actually even in turrets right now. No, it's not. Sorry. Blue side has more turrets taken.
Yes, blue side has one more turret, but when you look at bot lane, this turret should be going down eventually. They're getting a little bit of poke at it every minion wave, but you know, if they manage to get one kill, that turret will be going down. So it looks like the teams are gathering around Dragon, and blue team will start it. Kaylee drops a nice little ward there to give them a little bit of vision. The vision ward comes out, and they see that there is a ward. A beautiful hook by Thresh and the Flay to kind of hold them off, but they have stopped doing
Vayne's
Dragon
caught
for some
out,
reason. Vayne being very much attacked by this Nocturne, and you've got Jace diving directly on that Ryze and destroying his face. And it looks like this fight just kind of was a massacre. A massacre for purple side, with Kaylee coming out with a quadra kill. That is going to be huge when it comes time for her to buy in and for that next team fight. Kaylee, one of those really, really strong snowballing champions.
So the main issue of that fight was the Vayne was caught tanking Dragon outside of the pit, and she was forced to flash extremely early because she was like totally out of position. She was like the front of the team, and that caused her to flash into Dragon and tank Dragon and Nocturne for the next 5 seconds of the fight before she died. So not a lot of presence from Vayne right here, especially because she has that Bork. Like, this is her timing window to be strong. but she was caught totally out of position, and her team paid for it right there.
Yeah, definitely. Not to mention, as soon as that fight was over, that bot tower went down, and Jace stole away the red buff from purple team, which is pretty well done for him considering his team just got destroyed in that last fight.
So in like the next 5 minutes, the double tier will actually be strong. So the 3k gold lead, it's pretty understandable at this point of the game because of the double tier build. But you know, gold only matters so much.
There is a fight
they
going down bot
Vayne.
lane, and a Kaylee and Nocturne pick up a kill on Vayne.
Yeah, and Akali has 9 kills right now.
Nocturne,
Stop.
I heard that Nocturne ulti go off. There is a fight in middle. I heard that Nocturne ulti go off, and I just didn't see it. It looks like a little bit of a disengage coming down from blue side. A lot of poke. This Ezreal is trying to get out. He does have Iceborne Gauntlet, so it's a little bit easier for him to continue to poke people down and really like secure kills for his team if he can land all those Qs.
Blue Ezreal is a really strong build right now. He's charging up that Mana Moon. So a lot of people are buying right now. A pretty sick gank from Nocturne on bottom on Vayne. Like I said, the team comp for red side, they have a lot of catch potential. And for AD carry, in this case Vayne is like even like 1 meter out of position, like 5 Teemos out of position, she will go down. Especially when the Akali has 9 kills. Like it's really hard for blue side to deal with this right now, especially because the Akali is probably going to end up building Zhonya's right now. And that's going to make her extremely difficult to kill.
Yeah, I agree. This Akali has a lot of free reign over this Vayne, considering she is a very hard champion to kite. Even blue build Ezreal gets a run for his money when she's on him because she has a lot of burst potential, and Akali has 3 dashes. It's not much you can do. Even with Vayne's invisibility and Condemn, the Condemn will only get away from 1 dash. And not to mention Akali is so fed that Vayne isn't going to last very long. So they are
right now,
red
side's making a pretty good play though. They're having a Akali split push. They have a decent wave clear with Nocturne Q and Ryze ult. It's okay wave clear with like blue Ezreal, but they're going to be able to hold off this bottom tower while Akali gets the top. The issue here is that no one can 1v1 Akali, so she can split push with impunity.
So a shockwave, shockwave comes out
from
Orianna, and a lot of damage coming out from the AoE on Ryze, and you know, there's not much they can do. Vayne gets taken out. Oh no, she is not getting taken out, but she does get a kill, and does die afterwards. Nautilus being caught under tower, that is a problem for him. Orianna manages to get away from all that damage. Ryze doing a phenomenal job in that fight. He just put out so much AoE damage for his team there. And Akali just... Akali actually out 1v1ing the Jace. It looks like she turret dove him, which I am not surprised about.
You know, she has 9 kills. Like, she just straight up freight train beasted him. Pretty bad calls from blue side right now because they really can't push against this team right now. They really need a group and turtle. The issue is Akali can split push like no other right now, and she can 1v1 anyone that comes. And that little dive bottom was actually, you know, it was a bit too deep because like Ryze tower diving a Ryze is actually not the best idea. He obviously got a bunch of kills from it, but still, even without the hindsight bias, tower diving a Ryze, he's really tanky. Combined with the karma, haha. It's actually very hard to tower dive this team.
Yeah, I agree. Not to mention, blue team has been significantly behind in in their dueling potential with any of these champions. So like you said, they really just need to kind of focus on defending and not letting these inhibs go down. They have been pushed very deep. Dragon is up and purple team is working towards there while blue is pushing mid. So another fight should be coming out here soon. Jace is not there, so a great pick potential if purple team realizes this.
So after those shenanigans, the gold lead is now around 6k. What happened was blue team actually lost 4 turrets in a row, so huge gold swing for them. Dragon's being contested right now. Will we see an engage?
Yeah, so
both teams are pretty anxious looking.
A lot of pings coming out. A lot of pings coming out, and
but a really good Ori ball right now, zoning the entire red team.
Yeah, there is a pink ward, so they are able to kill that vision. You know, blue team's just kind of stalling out, waiting for a bad engage coming out, and they're gonna try and let this Jace poke as much as he can. Though after those nerfs to acceleration gate, it is gonna be harder for him to continually poke. But it looks like they want to just give up this dragon, which I am very surprised about. I think they definitely could have pressured that fight.
I disagree though, that Ori ball was in the perfect position. They couldn't have gap closed as easily. He's the only one alone because Ori would have landed a 4-man ult on the people just trying to come in, so it just wasn't a favorable fight for them. Pretty smart move by red team, they have the lead, so you know, maybe you can just give them a dragon, you know, you don't have to throw the game. So pretty safe play from red side. They responded by pushing mid, which was a good call. Arguably, they could have gone a little bit harder pushing mid, just because they are the more fed team and they're a better dive team, as of now. So really safe play from red side. The issue is blue side really can't take advantage of how safe that they're playing. Right now, they're just ahead and they're trying to get more ahead. So blue team needs to make something happen.
Right. But back to that dragon fight, you're right that the Ori ball was zoning him out pretty hard, but eventually Ori would have to decide to take that ball out. Or they could have even kind of decided to do a flank and go around the back. And with the Nocturne ulti, it makes it a little bit hard for this Orianna to know how to land her ulti. But,
well, see, the issue with the Nocturnal is that, like, if... Like, Nocturne can, like, go in, but he won't have backup. They'll just burst him down and then kill Dragon. They can't flank around the side because during the time it takes for them to flank around, the enemy team would have done the Dragon. So they were just forced to sit either in Oriole or just leave and give up Dragon. Oracle's coming out from Karma right here. She's looking to clear some wards. Sees Nautilus, but her team's guarding her. If you're playing support in solo queue, please have your team guard you as you go ward. I've lost so many games because of this shenanigans.
So Ryze is not going to do anything. He threw out a little bit of a Q, looked like he was getting ready to engage and try and catch someone out. Both teams are now grouping up a little bit. Looks like purple side wants to try and pressure mid lane and further their advantage or really force a fight so that they can either take more towers
Ryze gets caught
or force a fight. Oh, the fight comes out and Kaylee comes in with a lot of bursts. 2 Zonias going down. Nautilus getting bursted down a lot. Nocturne is taking the tower. Kaylee does get taken down because she was in the middle of 4 people. And they're just going to kind of poke down the turret. Jace initiates, and the fear comes out on Jace along with the rune prison. He is not taking it. Ezreal drops tower, taking a lot of damage from Vayne's by this Nocturne, but Vayne gets a little bit caught out right here, and it looks like she will go down.
Really not
Again,
sure
purple
why
team.
Jace. I mean, I'm really not sure why Jace wanted to fight a 4v5 right there, or a 3v4. Sorry, 2 of his teammates went down. He just went ham on Ryze, I think. That probably wasn't the best idea in hindsight because he got blown up like instantly.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of trying to put a little bit of pressure to force him off, but it was not a good idea because he wasn't going to force off a team that isn't scared. They were definitely not scared of tower dive, and they definitely wanted to fight and try and get a tower there. But very, very well done by the purple team, pressuring that advantage that they do have. They are ahead 7k gold, so they're significantly stronger in these fights.
The gold lead does remain about static. It was about 6k before, right now it's about 7k. So pretty good job by blue team for hanging in there. Thresh's Oracles, they're gonna have Baron pressure right now, especially when Ryze is bottom. The thing about blue team is that they're just waiting for Vayne to snowball, and you saw that Vayne last fight. She contributed a lot more than she did that dragon fight. Meanwhile, Nautilus ults
So
Ezreal
Nautilus
middle.
throwing down the depth charge on the
Hits the
Ezreal, but
hook.
Ezreal ease out of danger, but it's not enough as the Wombo combo comes out from the hook and the Ori ulti. This could be a very nice Baron for them, because they will be forcing a 4v5 fight in Baron Pit without the AD carry from the other team. But there is ultis down, significant ultis down on blue side. So here we go, we've got a fight about to come out. The hook lands, but Nocturne doesn't seem to be phased by it. Akali jumping in and doing a lot of damage on Jace as Ryze picks up a kill. Vayne ultis and hoping to get away. She does bork, but Akali comes in again to do a whole bunch of damage, and Nautilus can't do anything here. There's too many people, and he just cannot tank the damage. Akali is deciding to put Jace on this Vayne, but I don't know if he will get it. Oh, the bubble comes in, or I mean the shield comes in to speed up Ryze. The flash coming out. Will it hit? Yes, the root does hit, and Akali does finish off the kill. They will most likely pressure this tower instead of trying to give Baron, which I do agree with that call.
One of the issues is this Vayne, like, no matter how much she gets fed, she has no front line to protect her. As you saw last fight, like Vayne just like landed a couple auto attacks, and then she was zoned for the entire rest of the fight by Akali and Ryze. She couldn't safely auto attack without tanks, basically. Bruiser is protecting her. So huge misplay from blue side. I don't know if they can recover from this, because this is going to be a free Baron. Maybe not, though.
Yeah,
Nautilus is rushing there with his Moby boots.
Yeah, but there is a lot of damage coming out from purple team. They do have a fairly strong Baron killing team, but Ryze has left, and he is one of the better Baron killers, but he is so he's probably trying to save it. Ryze is walking straight in, and he does a lot of damage as Akali comes in and starts to put damage out. She does finish off the Thresh, and there's nothing Nautilus can do as he is in between 5 people, and he just is not tanky enough. Akali is zoning in on this Jace, but he is just a tiny bit too fast, and the slow from Orianna will stop any further chase.
It's looking like Team Tsatsulow is gonna take their first game of Week 4 of Judgment League. Sorry, not Justice
Ryze
League.
being fearless
Judgment
here.
League.
He lands the Rune Prison, and Akali coming in to clean up the kill. Again, you can't really do much about it. Akali doing massive damage, and the ulti coming in from Nocturne to really just kind of say, Vayne, get out of here, we're gonna kill you. More. Man, this burst from Akali is just out of this world right now. She is 17-4 this game. And most likely this will be GG.
GG is being called from
more
blue
fights
side.
coming out as the tower dive comes out, as Nautilus gets bursted down and finally finished off by the Ezreal. Okay, they're taking a little bit of Nexus turret damage, but it won't matter as they push down these 2 turrets and they take the game.